taken to ensure that no any information.
So the way it goes, so we have what's called like a simulated threat, right? So we have a Philippine team and an American team. They're over somewhere in Manila, mainland Philippines. And what they're doing is they're providing simulated activity to affect the network. So what the network is out here is it's a simulated industrial control systems. Our sector of the network is an air base, and so we have some systems that we're defending, right? And so what happens on the day-to-day basis is that the Filipinos and the Marines on this team is they monitor the network for any malicious activity, and then once they find the malicious activity, we have several teams internally that we split it off to. We have a team for the host analysis, so this is what the actual devices are receiving. We have network teams, so they receive the network traffic, and we have a team for the intelligence, because we have simulated intelligence as well throughout the duration of this exercise. And all of those components, all those teams, like I said, with the Filipino counterparts and the American counterparts working together, they provide a report that we send up to the higher headquarters, which is simulated again for this activity. It's going to be the Cyber Defense Operations Cell, and then they're the ones who handle the reporting. They tell us if what we have found is real for the scenario or not, real for the exercise. Again, this is all simulated activity, and then they push it back down to us to make the changes to make sure that the network is secure. So in this one, we're working alongside our Filipino partners in service of the greater exercise. So right here, like I said, we have several different sites participating in the cyber defense exercise. Our site is specifically simulating an airfield, so we're asserting a defense of the airfield. The other sites have some other locations as well, but this is what our specific site is service with defending.
Our primary role is working up and out within the exercise. So we communicate primarily with the Cyberspace Defensive Operations Cell, which First Lieutenant Katie mentioned, and we take the information from them and disseminate them down into the teams that we manage, both on the U.S. and the Filipino sides, the teams such as the host, network, and intelligence teams. People who are familiar with Balikatan are familiar with its kinetic effects and its live fire activities and things like that. What the cyber defense exercise is trying to simulate are the cyberspace effects that can occur in real life. So while most people understand the casualties of war and things like that, things like cyberspace are a little bit more difficult to comprehend. Some of the effects that we can see from cyberspace are the disconnection of common operating pictures, things that display troops across the theater, either on the U.S. or Filipino side. Things like power, so the industrial control systems are exactly in the name, they are controlling the industrial systems. Things like power plants, water treatment facilities, telecommunication facilities. So cyberspace effectively combines all of those efforts, and our space, or our role there, is to defend those assets, to ensure continuation of power, clean water, and communication. Because without those things, you can't really effectively conduct an exercise. So by defending those critical assets in a simulated environment, we're able to ensure that those simulated effects are secured.
This cyber defense exercise is very helpful, especially in the Wescom, lalo-lalo sa ating command and control system, and especially the industrial control system. Kasi hindi lang naman tayo ang affected, but the airport, the naval ports, including the civilian. So with the integration of this cyber defense operation into our actual exercises, we will be able to identify some practical concepts like techniques, tactics, and procedures na nakukuha natin sa ating counterpart. We are their target audience. Marami kaming natutunan, especially in this past few days, like the cyber defense range familiarization, then understanding the mission planning, briefing, execution, until we know some of the lessons learned that in the world of complex environment, especially in the information technology and operational technology. malaking tulong talaga itong cyber defense exercise. And we are expecting to expand this in the next iteration of our, I think, hopefully, Balikatan turns out to be a good experience for all of us. Actually, ang enhancement dito is we have to build upon the broader and objective of the goals of integrating both nations' cyber defense policy na align sa national cyber defense concept and plan. So, nag-e-enhance siya from time to time. So, previously, more on IT, ngayon, sinama na natin yung industrial processes.